The Murfreesboro-Rutherford County Homeless Task Force was established in 1999 by Mayor Richard Reeves after he brought together a group of organizations and citizens interested in addressing the problem of homelessness. The task force today is headed up by Scott Foster, who is the executive director of the Journey Home, a Christian outreach center for the homeless and at-risk residents of Rutherford County.
About 15 years ago, the mayor's office embarked on getting social service providers together in order to better serve our homeless community and low-income community. And the Homeless Task Force was organized at that time, and we went through some changes in order to become a more effective vehicle for collaborating on projects about 3 years ago. So the Homeless Task Force is now known as HARC, the Homeless Alliance of Rutherford County, and we are an association of service providers, everything from health to housing to education to social services, and we try to come up with the best possible alternatives for our low-income community.
We not only have bylaws and we have a board, and we reorganize the way we went about doing the work of the organization.
We have resources here in Rutherford County. I couldn't name all of the resources that we have here. If a person wanted help, they could get help. The issue is that a lot of time help is all over the place, and people do not know about the help.
Getting various services to the homeless population is a challenge for many different reasons. If a person has to travel around the city to try and get the help needed, there's a good chance they won't have proper transportation. So the Homeless Task Force plans to create a centralized campus that will house community resources for a one-stop shop approach. The task force recently presented the concept to City Mayor Shane McFarland.
But what we're really looking at is a campus philosophy where people can, have a transitional place before they go into some type of permanent housing, and really make it to where it's a partnership between those individuals and the many nonprofits that are in our community.
We are just in the initial stages of embarking on a campus-style program or campus-style project where we can bring many service providers together in one geographic area. And so when we can bring a wide range of resources together in one area, we help overcome a lot of obstacles. That has been shown to be effective in other cities throughout the country.
There's some places, for instance, San Antonio, the Haven of Hope in San Antonio, and they've got this wonderful campus, and they brought all of these services together so that it's in a small area. We went to a conference in Columbia, South Carolina a couple of years ago, and they've got a program called Transitions, kind of built around this same thing on a smaller scale.
So if we can centralize where services are and organize where those services are, it would be a great component for our community, especially for the people who are in need.
Since this process is in its infancy, there are different ideas of what the facility would look like.
It'll depend on the property that we can find available, what would work best, but if we can certainly be in a very short walking distance or where we can make pathways from one building to another, then that would be ideal.
We have to be able to provide services that people will be engaged in that service, and so they can be engaged in their own recovery.
Everybody understands that it will be a long process with the possibility of bumps in the road. Where is the task force in this multiple resource campus idea?
Now we are embarking on the stage of doing research at other facilities around the country that have done similar things, finding what works, what doesn't work. Obviously we can learn from things that haven't worked for them and how to tweak that and make it work for us. So we're in that stage. We're also presenting to a couple of major funders and assembling the other key service providers. Really come up with our core list of providers that can participate in the campus.
One thing that we're working on also is a computer system, having a database that has everyone that are in need of services in this database.
What you're looking at ultimately are policy issues, right? And you're also looking at a situation that's expensive, and which means that you're going to have the community at large on board. And if you've got a champion, and the mayor is a champion, that makes it a whole lot easier to go talk to the foundations.
You know, the goal is to be able for people to move from homelessness and have a stable home.
One of the key elements is that we have to provide the services where the people are. We have to become part of the community in which they live and exist, because we want our community members that we're serving to be invested in the process. But you know, the thing is, each one of us has value. And we only build community by bringing each one of us into that community and bringing the assets that each one of us has into the community. And the community's better for it.